What's going on, people? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Spirits, Bikershit, and Nonsense. My name is JT Triplet, and I'm here with my very good brother, Frank the motherfucking Tank.
What's happening, my brother? How are you?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Life is good, bro. Life is good.
Episode 25.
Dude, what the fuck
you got it on repeat, bro. You got it on repeat.
I got it off now. We're good.
But yeah, man, episode 25, dude. What you think about that?
I think it's fucking great. I know it's been a while since we filmed something, and we've had a lot of shit going on this last month or so, but we're back, and that's all that matters is we're still here.
Yeah, totally. You know what? Sometimes we just get caught up in the daily routine of life, man. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You know, I don't have, kids and such like you do, but, the club and work and all these things, play a factor, plus I got to work with your schedule. So,
Well, I had my daughter get married.
Yep.
So we were out in Vegas for that. And that obviously cost a pretty penny. And I had to take care of a whole bunch of stuff and get stuff taken care of out there. So that was interesting. And it was a great time. I'm so happy for her. The wedding was beautiful. Everything went out, without a hitch. It was great. It was good. But that was stressful, and it was a lot of stuff that we had to take care of. So,
Tank, I got to ask you. Bro.
What's up?
Did you cry?
I did not cry.
Come on, man. Your daughter's getting married.
I might have got a little teary-eyed, but I didn't, break down and cry. And I thought I would have.
Okay.
I thought I was going to break down, but I got a little teary-eyed. Trust me, I did. When I walked her down the aisle, it wasn't easy, I'll tell you that much.
I can imagine what that's like, dude. Seeing your offspring, finally,
But she's got an amazing husband. I mean, my son-in-law is fucking awesome, bro. He's absolutely awesome.
That's good.
They're gonna have a great life together. I don't doubt it.
That's good, man. Now you know this already, and before we do our toast as usual, I gotta let our peeps know that I'm kind of on this weird health kick right now, and like I said, Tank knows about it. I started having some back issues, dude, and I've been kind of just going through it for several months. I want to say probably 7-8 months. I've kind of had this little back pain on my lower back, and I finally went to the VA to get it checked out, and they tell me I have degenerative arthritis. So I'm like, obviously, from the Marine Corps and just, the lifestyle that I've led for such a long time, I was like, fuck, man. And it really got me, thinking about, making some changes, I'm a little overweight. I'm a little chubby. I know that plays a factor, and I drink like a fucking sieve, and smoke bud and all this other shit. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta change my ways. So, as of, it'll be 3 weeks ago, as of tomorrow, I haven't had anything to smoke, nothing to drink. I've been eating real good. And I gotta admit, the back is feeling a little better, dude. I don't understand, dude. They tell me alcohol is kind of like what do you call it? It what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of it enhances things.
I can tell you about 10 years
right
ago, I got maybe even a little bit longer, but about 10 years ago I got diagnosed with degenerative disc disease, which means that the discs in your back start fucking breaking down, right?
Oh,
and you start getting bone on bone. It fucking hurts, and my back was fucking killing me. So damn, I made some lifestyle changes. I started pouring 2 shots instead of 1. And it seemed to fucking work for me. You know what I'm saying? You went one way, I went the other way.
I know.
So fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get me wrong, bro. I've been fiending because I don't smoke and I don't drink, and I stopped both at the same fucking time, bro. And it's like, you've been doing it for so long, you have that craving. But I will say, it's it's gotten a little bit easier to kind of manage over
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks. It's not so severe now.
Right.
But I tell you, I wake up these days and like the back's not as sore. I'm not taking the pain meds that the VA offered me, gave me. So I'm like, something's happening to my body. I've lost, a bunch of weight since then. So I'm like, something is happening, and I'm pretty stoked about it. So tonight I'm gonna be doing my toast with this very tasty black cherry carbonated water. So what are we toasting to tonight?
To
brother?
what we always do, to the men and women out there, the military that are whooping it on and protecting our freedoms, fighting for our country, and doing what they have to do to secure our freedoms and make it possible
Nice.
for you and I to do what we're doing tonight.
I
So
love
to
it.
all of you, cheers.
Boom
We salute you.
to my water. Bam.
I'm drinking vodka tonight. So I got a little vodka in here with, I mixed it with the same black cherry sparkling water that you got here. It tastes pretty good. I mean, it's kind of a foo-foo drink, but I thought I'd change it up tonight and have a little vodka instead of some whiskey.
Well, you are
So-
the whiskey guy, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I'm done drinking. Okay.
Right.
I'm just trying to do things a little bit differently, make a little bit of lifestyle change, lose some weight, and kind of eat right, and we'll see what happens. But you never know, and on top of that, dude, the election's coming, bro. We might have to go straight up 1776 style.
You never know. We
That
gotta
shit
get back
happens,
in fucking
dude.
fighting shape.
I'm
Shit.
serious. If that shit happens, I'm talking like, boom, go back to my Marine Corps days and mentality, which you fuck some shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I think we're gonna have to take the whole approach of like setting up a bunker and hunkering down, because the whole fucking going on patrols and shit probably isn't gonna work for us. Fucking fat asses over here, but that's all right.
It does. Well, you know what really trips me out is, I know Americans, we take shit for granted. We
do.
We really do, dude. Like, we have it made here in America, bro. But people don't seem to realize the littlest things can totally change our whole lifestyle. Like,
Absolutely.
I was reading this survival guide. I'm like fascinated by it. I go through this survival guide, and it talks about certain scenarios that could happen if a natural disaster happens or something like that. And I was like, I got to this one part where it's talking about the electrical grid, bro. And our electrical grid's kind of ancient, man. Like, yeah, they've updated it and added to it, but the actual infrastructure of the grid itself is fucking ancient, bro. And it's like the littlest thing could set it off. Like, if we lost our electrical grid, we would literally be back in the Stone Ages, bro. You ever
Yep.
think about that shit?
Oh yeah. I know.
It's fucking crazy to me, dude. And it would probably be very easy to, dismantle that if there was an enemy of the United States, which these days we seem to have a lot.
Yeah, that's no joke.
But yeah, dude, like the electrical grid goes out. I mean, dude, it would be like anarchy on the streets, rape and pillage, all kinds of fucking weird shit, dude. So it's kind of scary, man. But at the same time, I'm like fascinated by the whole fucking thing, dude.
Yep.
So
Like, I've talked to my kids, and this might sound a little fucking over the top and shit, but I've had conversations with them. I've had conversations with my daughter and all of my daughters, and I told them, if push comes to shove and it gets to the point where that's where we're at, where we're kind of out to fend for ourselves, and we're not having to, or we can't depend on law enforcement or military until they come around to where we're at, and it turns into some bullshit. I'm like, listen, you got to take some weird steps that people don't think about in order to protect yourself. Like, I told my daughter, I said, the first thing I'm doing, I'm shaving your fucking head. And she's like, what? I said, I'm shaving your head and any female's head that we have in the fucking family that's going to be around our house. Their fucking heads are getting shaved, and I'm dressing you like boys. And she's like, what are you talking about, Dad? I said, trust me, people are less likely to try to attack our fucking home if they think it's full of males instead of a bunch of females. Not saying the females can't do their part, but at the same fucking time, like, we have to put up this fucking front. Like, there's a bunch of, young in their 20 males at our fucking house that are armed to the fucking teeth that will kill you if you try to show up at our house.
That's actually a great idea.
You think I'm joking?
It really
I'm not fucking joking,
dude.
bro.
I never would have thought about that.
Somebody's scoping out our pad and they see us on fucking, because we're going to set up patrols around the fucking house, the whole works, right? And they see what looks like 20-something-year-old males with fucking rifles as opposed to 20-something-year-old females with rifles. Which target do you think looks like a softer target?
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Well, especially if they're like attractive and they got long hair and they're, petite.
Fuck
and stuff.
all that.
Dude, that's
bald head. We're going fucking Marine Corps boot camp style. We're fucking shaving head. You're throwing on some goddamn, flannels and boots and shit, and we're going to town, and we're going to be ready to fucking rock and roll if somebody shows up at our house trying to steal our shit. Game the fuck on. But that's the kind of stuff that, you have conversations with your family, and it sounds weird. It sounds extreme. But when you really start thinking about it, is it really extreme? No, it's not. It's fucking survival, bro.
No, for sure.
When it comes down to
survival of the
mode,
fittest, bro. No
it's
doubt.
Game on. Exactly.
Yeah, because, dude, I've had people literally ask me, you could actually kill somebody? I'm like, hell yeah. Fuck yeah. I will fuck somebody up if they're trying to harm me.
Yep.
Like, no problem at all. Even worse, if they try to harm my mom or my family, dude, they're leaving in a fucking body bag as far as I'm concerned. Of course I could. I think everybody has an innate part inside them where it's like survival mode. I mean, I know there's a lot of anti-gun people out there and all this shit, but I think deep down, if someone's in a situation and it's life or death, bro, it's either you or them, dude, the beast comes out in you. Just at a pure survival mode, And I think anybody has the capability to do that. So
yeah.
That's where we would lead to if we got to some kind of scenario like that. And, I don't know. Sometimes there's a part of me that kind of wishes we do have to go there because we need like a total fucking reset, dude. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Tank doesn't like to talk politics and shit like that. So we're gonna change the scenario and talk about something else. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we have a guest that we wanted to bring on tonight, and we're going to try something different.
Yes, that's right.
It's going to be pretty fucking... It's going to be awesome if it works. It's going to be really shitty if he doesn't. But we're going to try our first Zoom call-in where we think we have this set up right to where you're going to be able to see the person on the other side through this Zoom call, and we're going to see how it goes.
Yeah.
So if you want to introduce our guest before we get him on here, and then we'll give him a call and see if we can make it happen.
Before I introduce him, let me get this thing hooked up real quick.
All right.
It's always nice trying something new. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. So this turns on here, right?
Yeah, it'll turn on in a second when I patch into him. Real quick to kind of fill our people and get them in the loop. The guest tonight we have is a very, very close friend of mine. I've known him a long time. We kind of have this like ongoing joke about how long we've known each other, and to be like, oh no, 10 years, oh no, 15 years. But I like legit have known this guy 15 plus years, something like that. As a matter of fact, I was in a couple bands with him. Most recently, Tank knows this, was Fallen Union. He was the bass player for Fallen Union. And that band had been together close to about 9 years or so. And, it was a really good chemistry that we had in the band. Aside from that band, we were in another band before that called Reveille for Radicals, which was a lot of fun, but that band only lasted about 2 years, but we really kind of connected in that band. That band failed. We decided to form Fallen Union, and that's kind of where we go. He's been a really close, dear friend of mine for a really long time, and he's actually rather funny. It's so funny. He's soft-spoken, but he's such an intelligent dude. Like he thinks before he speaks, kind of scenario, and he's just a really, really solid guy. I love this guy to death. and it was only natural for me to invite him onto the show.
Awesome.
You've met
Absolutely.
him before.
Yeah, he's cool as hell, man.
So
He's badass.
we're gonna try to zoom him in, but real quick. And again, we've never done this before. I'm gonna call him right now, and let him know that we're about to do this. So let's see.
Trying new shit on the show.
Yep. I'm gonna hold it up to the phone because we're kind of ghetto. We're not. Hey, I got you. I got you on air, bro, right now. So are you about ready to do this, brother?
I am.
All right. Hey, I got your Zoom link. I'm gonna log in right now, and we're gonna get you patched through. Okay.
All right.
All right. Later. Well, just like that. Let's see how this goes. We're gonna figure this out together. Okay, hold on, that's the code. Let me get the code here for a minute. All right, hold on, people. We're gonna get this rolling. Well, shit.
Hold on, I got you.
It should have just.
And then we're going to go to meeting ID.
Hold on, the meeting ID is that right there.
I got it.
Nice. Yeah, do something, Tank. God. Shit. All right. Let's see if we get this rolling. Password. Hopefully we got the volume dialed in. Now, for the record, we did a test run last night, and I think we got it in.
Good.
Oh, shit. Hold on just
Can
a
you hear
second. Hold on just a second. I don't have you on yet, bro.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Switch him over.
Hold on. I got to change something. Hold on, people. I got to change something because this drives me nuts right here.
What do you got?
I see you.
Hold on, Jules. I don't have you up yet. I don't know why it does that.
Get him up.
Hold on, bro.
That's funny.
All right. I think we can hear you. Can you hear us, brother?
Yes, I can hear you.
You're officially on right now, dog.
All right, let's see those eyeballs you had going on earlier, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice, dude.
All right.
Nice. Good
What's
shit.
up, brother? How the hell are you, Jules?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, you too,
too,
man.
bro.
I'm fucking stoked to have you, bro.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I know you weren't able to listen in on the first 15 minutes, but pretty much I was blowing you up and basically told our viewers how we met and told them about Revelate for Radicals and Fallen Union and how we kind of recently within the last year or so pretty much disbanded the band, which was a story we can get into, but yeah, man, that's my boy Jules right there, people.
Yeah. I don't know. I think your story's going to be different than mine, JT, because I remember the first time I met you. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, well, do tell, dude. We're talking to we're on the show right now, so I remember vaguely. Was I drunk? I mean, I could have been drunk, dude. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. I was in a band called 100 Proof, and we were at the NAMM convention.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
I had been told about you, that you were a local guy, that maybe we should meet and see about getting some shows, or you directing us for some shows. And I was pretty new to the scene, so we go to one of these big booths with amplifiers and all that, and I walk in there and there's two vampire dudes standing there.
I love it.
Why white. You got your eyes on, your contacts, all dressed up in their top hats and their paisley vests and what have you. And
for the record, I never wore a top hat. That was Sphinx, bro.
well, yeah, it was the other guy, but I mean, you guys look like you belong there, and it was pretty intimidating, to be like, damn, this guy might not even give us the time of day, and it was total opposite. Once we talked to you, it was I was surprised. I was taken back. I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool, he's using his stage persona for something else, but the true guy is the guy he shares with you. So I was pleasantly surprised.
Well, that's fucking cool. Thanks, bro. I do remember that. That was at and Tank knows about this. That was at the peak of Xeno, bro. We were at our peak at that point, and we were doing some things. But at the end of the day, our music was not that good. I'm just saying. But yeah, I do remember that experience because we were in there, and dude, we were like total rock stars. We were getting hit with. Everybody was taking photos and surrounded. It was like a big mob around us, dude. It was pretty fucking fun time, dude.
Yeah, hey, Jules, maybe you can tell us, because I've asked this question before on a different episode when we talked about this, right? Was he Team Edward or was he Team Jacob at the time?
You cocksucker!
We talking about the whole Twilight fucking vampire shit, right? And I'm like, so were you fucking Team Edward or were you Team Jacob?
Yeah. Yeah, they had a good following, man. Like I said, it was a little intimidating at first, but impressive. And then it made me feel better about myself too as a musician. It's like, you know what, I could be that too, and I could start writing music, and my band could do something too. And it happened, and that I had a small run with that band, and it was successful pretty quick. But the egos got in the way with that one. And so I just decided, I'm going to walk away from that one. And it was a tough decision because we were doing so well, and I walked away from it at their peak and pinnacle too.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's tough to do, man. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do for your own, well-being and your own having your soul fucking clear. Because you're right, when egos get involved, shit gets fucked up, bro. It always happens.
Yeah, and then I was just like, man, what do I do now? I just got into this music scene because I had started late, and a band that was local where I was at, Casualty of Sins, they had seen me play, and they're like, hey, you know what? We have a bass player who's out for a while. Can you come sit in? So I learned their songs and sat in for a little, I think about 3 shows, and then that was over. And
it's funny you say that because I actually remember. I totally forgot about that until you just mentioned it, because they were a pretty bitchin' band, and like you did 3 shows and then it was over, and coincidentally at the same time Xeno started falling apart and I started looking for something else, and so I started a band called Reveille for Radicals with some other guys. At the same time, I was in Xeno. I didn't tell you that, Tank, but yeah. So I was like in Xeno, and then I was like on the side.
So it was like you were transitioning. You were getting ready to transition over.
I was, dude, and at the time, it was actually it is kind of like, I know this is gonna sound so gay. Okay, I know this is gonna sound gay. But it was like I was spreading my wings, bro. Like, it literally was, because in Xeno, I felt like...
Well, it's better your wings than your fucking legs, bro. Let's go. We'll just say that. Get it go.
Like coming out of the closet.
I know, dude. Well, in Xeno, and Jules is well aware of all the issues I had in Xeno, but it was just like... That band had lasted like 11 fucking years, and I just got to the point where I was just... Like, we weren't creating anything anymore. Like, it just, myself and
redundant.
Yeah, dude, it totally did. And myself and the rhythm guitar player were like at odds almost every time we saw each other. Going in felt like it wasn't fun anymore. It wasn't like a fun rehearsal. It felt like an obligation.
And that should always be kind of like the guideline. If it's not fun to do it anymore, get the fuck out. Fuck it. You know, if it's not fun anymore, what's the point? So
exactly. Well, hence that's where Julez comes in, because I jump into this project Reveille for Radicals, and we had a very tumultuous relationship with the bass player at that time, and we literally had to fire his ass because he was a fucking chump, dude. And at that time, Julez had just finished up with Casualties of what are they called? Casualties of War?
Casualty of Sin.
Sin, yeah, Casualties of Sin. He had just finished up that project with them, and then it was like meant to be almost. I felt like, and the
weird thing about it was JT had this second band going on. The drummer, what was that clown's name?
Javier.
They called him Animal.
Oh, Animal, yeah, Animal.
Now this guy,
another
Animal,
chump.
I met him in the band I was in, 100 Proof, because when we first started playing shows, let's go to the bars here and there, find out wherever we could play. There was these little posters on the window. It was a promotional company that brought in the bands. This guy Animal was that promoter, and this was way before Reveille for Radicals. So I had met Animal a couple of years before this Reveille thing happened, and when I was in the 100 Proof band, they brought in Animal to be like a manager. And there was two brothers in the band, and they, like I said, the Eagles started taking over. And this Animal guy comes in, he says, well, we're going to make sure everybody knows their place in the band. So you guys are like 10%, and these guys are 20%. And I'm like, what are you telling me? I'm less than that? And I go, yeah, I write the majority of the music.
Yeah.
So that was just like one of them things that's like, okay, there's another reason I probably need to walk away from the project. So then, okay, a year or so later, I'm not doing anything now that Casualty is done with, and I get a call from JT and Animal. I'm like, why is this clown calling me?
Not me. I wasn't the clown. Animal was the clown.
Not yet.
Okay.
You were the later clown.
I know you're kidding, right?
So they call me and they tell me, hey, we're writing some music, man. Why don't you come hang out with us and listen? I'm like, why do I want to go do this? But I was like, okay, I'll go listen. So I grabbed myself a 12-pack of beer and I drove over to their place and I listened to their set, and then I was like, well, I gotta go. So I left, and I don't know, I don't know how they felt about that, but I just bounced. And then they called me about 2 weeks later and they said, hey man, come back and listen to our stuff again. We want to talk to you about some stuff. And so I came back, listened to their stuff again. It was, it's kind of catchy. And they said, look, we got a situation here. We know you know how to play bass well, and we have a bass player that's not working out, and we want to replace him, and we want to do it before we release the CD. So why don't you take this home, listen to it, and learn it, and come back next Saturday and play it. So Saturday morning, I'm like, I should probably open up that CD and listen to it and start learning how to play it. I don't know, what was there? I don't know, 9, 10 songs on there.
So that fucking morning, the morning of the audition, basically, you're fucking listening to it for the first time.
I'm there with headphones on and learning. Okay, I got the basics of this one down. And I went and hung out with them, and I said, all right, let's give it a try. And I knew the songs. I was not perfect at them by any means, but I knew the songs, and the gist is like, you can play, dude. Just tell us you're going to join so we can fire this guy tonight. And I was like, all right, I'll play with you guys. So that's how I joined.
That's pretty badass, bro.
JT.
That's badass.
Yeah, it's to add to what Julez just said, because I remember that like it was yesterday. And the one thing that bummed me out later was we had done a full album. The whole album was fucking done, bro. And I really regret that Julez wasn't the bass player on that album, because he really should have been, but we weren't with him at that point yet. We had to work with what we had, which was this fucking jackass, and I won't name his name, but he was on bass, and for some reason or another, he finagled his way into the band, and he did this whole fucking album with us. Now, you got to understand, this album was so meaningful to me, Tank, because, like I said, I had just left this Project Xeno, and I wrote every fucking song lyrically on this album, and a lot of these songs were kind of like about my time with Zeno and separating from them. So it really was like spreading my wings. So to fast forward, when Julez came in that second time around to actually like jam with us, dude, it was fucking magical, dude.
That's
awesome. It really fucking was, because not only did he fucking look dope as fuck, he came in looking like full on rock star. I was like, yes, that guy fucking gets it, dude. And then like first 3 songs, I'm looking over at the guitar player, and we're nodding to each other, going, yeah, dude, this guy, this is the dude right here.
That's fucking badass.
It really was. And then shortly after that, we just started playing a shit ton of shows, man. It was fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, that one, it was like a firework too, man. We took off and then boom, it was done.
I know, just like that too.
The guitarist had ADHD, so he was just like, I'm done.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it really was like that. We were just left like holding the bag, like what the fuck just happened, dude?
I know I spent over $300 on that one weekend, that last weekend that we went to another NAMM convention.
Yeah,
you averaged $1,500 a weekend when you did that.
I spent a grip of money.
So we just spent the weekend at NAMM, and all of a sudden, I'm done. You could have told us this a week ago.
Yeah, we would have spent all this damn money.
No, he legit quit the band during NAMM. It blew our fucking mind, bro.
Wow.
And at the point, like, Julez was just like, fuck, dude, like. He was almost to the point where he was.
I was done.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, man? I don't have the patience for this shit. I'm gonna sell my shit and just get rid of it and just be done with it. Go back to fishing or something else. And he's all, dude, no. He goes, let's try something else, man. He goes, let's put something together and you write the music. He goes, and we'll get some players in here and we'll try and make something work. So I was like, all right.
That's pretty badass.
Because I mean, he had the connections, he had the know-how, so I was like, I couldn't give that up.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and I really appreciated Julez sticking it out, because a year went by before we really like took the step to move forward. Like, we were just kind of in hiatus, kind of taking a break, and at the meantime, Julez and I were still hanging out doing shit, but we weren't really doing band shit. So I really appreciated the fact that Julez was like, all right, you know what, I'll give it another shot, dude. And that's really how that played out.
The drummer was first. We scared up PJ. He joined us up first, and there's this little shitty studio there in Riverside. Every musician knows it. Primo Sound Studios. Yeah. The carpet's older than my grandmother there. It smells like my dead grandmother too. And so we met PJ, we started jamming there, and then we put out an ad for a guitarist, and this one guy came out, and he was bad. He wasn't bad. I mean, he had a nice personality. We started writing material together, and I was like, okay, I'm going to start injecting some of my stuff here.
Yeah. And
I think we moved pretty quick, but he only lasted one show. We had one show at a pretty big venue, and already he just had the bad vibes. So I was like, you know what, let's fire him right after this show. You know, he's probably going to leave anyway. So we finished that off, and I was like, okay, now I'm done. JT's like, whoa, I know somebody. Let me make a phone call before you change your mind on something like that. And that's when he called Henry. And Henry's story was great, because I love hearing it, because Henry's sitting at home talking to somebody, his wife or what have you, and he sees the phone ring, and JT hasn't talked to Henry in a year or so. They just say hi and bye, passing at the NAMM.
Yeah, totally.
And Henry's all, I need to take this call. And he took JT's call and says, hey man, we got a little something going on here. We want you to come check it out. And Henry doesn't remember, but Henry decided, yeah, I'll come down, but I don't have my equipment with me. And I was like, I got an amp, I got a guitar on top of my own bass stuff. I brought some guitar stuff. I said, you can use my stuff. So Henry came down and played with us, and he just fit in right away. So
that's badass.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it was
great.
We can do something with this. And I just started throwing material at the guys like crazy, and they're like, we like that one, you know. And it's like, I got this favorite one over here, and then there's 7 over here, and they're like, we like this one. I'm like, what? That one?
Yeah.
I wanted you guys to like this one, but okay, let's work on that one. And it turned out to be some of the good stuff. Like the first video we made, that was something that they liked. It. I didn't think it was any good.
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty awesome,
that
man.
was something special too, bro. It really was. I was like, dude, we hold up. We literally hold up in this. Well, we were jamming at Primo for a few months, and then when Henry came on board and we had the right 4-piece lineup, we found a way to rehearse in a storage facility in Riverside, and we set this thing up, and it was small, dank, and hot. And bro, we literally created fucking magic in that fucking
That's pretty
that
badass.
storage facility, dude.
We called it the unit.
The unit.
The unit, and we literally
it's
created
actually
like
a kind of a famous storage place because it's right next door to the Van Buren Drive-In.
Mm-hmm.
No shit.
There must have been, when we were there, 7 other bands that were doing the same thing. That's how we found out about it. And it became popular because the very corner unit in this back corner was like a large 30 by
yeah,
20
it was a
space.
3 units basically
It
in
was a
one.
specifically made rehearsal studio that Alien Ant Farm built there.
No
And that's where
shit.
they rehearsed and they built. They grew out of that. So we bounced around 2 or 3 different units, and then finally we got to rent that unit, and that was our unit.
That's pretty badass.
It was
Felt like
fucking
rock
awesome.
stars.
Yeah, that's cool as shit. Do you guys ever remember a local band around here called Ruckus?
Yep.
I don't think I ever heard of them.
So Ruckus, I got a cool story about this shit. So I started back with what I used to do for a living. I started we started a like an after school program for kids, right? Where we were working on teaching these kids how to play instruments and shit like that after school. And we had this idea that, well, what if, the guys that are teaching these kids, what if we start our own little band and we'll have a big battle of the bands and we'll open it up with us playing and we'll put all these kids together in
Nice.
bands, and we got sponsorships from like Guitar Center and Walmart and Target and all these different fucking places, right? Well, there was like 2 other guitar players that were just fucking badass. Now I grew up playing electric guitar, but these dudes, they smoked me, and I had to fucking admit that they fucking smoked me. But the one thing we didn't have was a bass player, right? So I talked to my pops back in the day, and he gave me some basics. My dad grew up playing guitar, but he taught his brother how to play bass, kind of playing together, right? So he gave me some basics, and I'm like, all right, I kind of got the basics, but I need something else. So there was this band Ruckus that I knew that played all over the place, and their bass player, I only remember his fucking nickname. His nickname was Poop Mouth.
Oh shit!
Okay.
What a horrible name, dude.
So he comes over, and we had this set list. We were just playing some cover songs. It was maybe like 6 songs, right? So he starts showing me some shit, but he played like super fast, and he would try to put in like fast shit in these slower songs. They were just cover songs, right? And I'm like, fuck, dude, I can't do that right now. Like, that's too much for me. So I called my buddy John Cabrera. Shout out to John Cabrera out here from the Beaumont area, right? And he comes and shows up, and he's like, I got you, Frank. Don't worry about it. And he teaches me how to play these 6 fucking songs like in one day, right? And I'm writing out my fucking tablature and shit, so I got my own little notes so when I go up on stage. But I learned how to play bass. It reminded me when you said, I listened to the CD that Saturday fucking morning, and that Saturday night I played, right? So I learned how to play this fucking bass like a week before we had this Battle of the Bands fucking thing. We fucking show up, and I was able to play all the fucking songs because I had a couple guys show up at my house, and mostly John Cabrera is the one who really fucking showed me how to do this. And then I got it, and from that point on, I was the fucking bass player of the fucking band.
Shit.
So it was kind of cool. But
That is
we
cool,
were a
man.
little, a little fucking cover band, nothing major. But it's music brings a lot of fucking people together from all kinds of walks of life, man.
It
And,
really does.
and just listening to your guys' story is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Well-
I mean that's what made it hard to walk away from the first band I was in, because myself and the brothers, when we were riding together, it was magical, man. We were putting out stuff and like, man, this is really good material, and it's like, I have this, but I need something to add to it, and he would have that part, and so it was extremely hard for that reason to walk away. And I didn't get that back until Henry joined me in the band, and then opened himself up to me as a musician, and then all of a sudden we were sharing material and the likes of what direction we wanted to go in. Then all of a sudden we started blowing up with like, we got all kinds of material. Here's more. Let's work on this or this or this.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
bro.
it got to the point where almost every rehearsal, I'd say for the first year, we were creating a new song, or parts of a new song every rehearsal, dude. Like next thing you know, we got like 15 songs, and we're playing a shit ton of shows. As a matter of, go ahead, Jules.
The humorous ones to me is when we get there and we have a beer. All right, let's get started and plug in and tune up, and so I'm there just warming my fingers up. I'm bouncing around, just hitting some notes here and there, and they're like, "What is that? Is that something you wrote?" I don't know. I'm just warming up, guys. We'll play it again, and then it turns into a song, and it's like, how did that happen?
Dude,
well, bro,
and when you least expect it, bro.
Yeah, you hear all these crazy stories, man. Like, all right, one story that I heard, whether it's true or not, who fucking knows? But Slash on "Sweet Child of Mine," right, for fucking Guns N' Roses, he hated that song, and they told him to come up with the fucking intro for it, and he hated the song. So he came up with that intro to "Sweet Child of Mine," and he said he did it on purpose in a way where he thought the band was going to fucking hate it. So it'd be like, nah, never mind, let's move on to the next song, right? And he's like, they fucking loved it, and then it became a big fucking hit.
And next thing you know, he made millions on it.
Next thing you know, he fucking made millions on that fucking song. But he's like, I didn't like the song. I thought I didn't like it at all. It's just one of those songs where I just didn't think was right for us. And they wanted me to do this shit, so I just started fucking around on my guitar, and I came up with that intro, and I thought it was going to be so stupid that they would say, nope, fuck that, we're not doing it. And then they did it.
It's crazy how shit happens like that.
Yeah, I'm not musically trained. I just was self-taught, and Henry is just a phenomenal guitarist. I think he's had some lessons, but it's something about that dude. He's just phenomenal. So I could be like, hey, dude, I got this, and I'll play him something. I said, but where can I go from here? What are the keys or something you could suggest? And he like, well, try moving up here or there. And then boom, we had a song, and we're kind of noodling is what we would call it. And JT's all like, hey, play through that part a couple times. I got some lyrics for that. He would just randomly write lyrics and then bring them and like, hey, I got something that might fit that. And then we'd work with it and say, you know, why don't we change the words to this, to where you're not using so many words, and then you can use your voice as a melody over our stuff, and bam, we had songs. It's like,
that's badass.
You know what's cool?
There wasn't enough time at night sometimes for rehearsal.
Oh, obviously, yeah, always. Because sometimes rehearsals would go 3-4 hours, and we're like, fuck, let's keep going. But you know, just got to that point. Honestly, I can say, being with Julez and Henry and I had been in so many bands up to that point. I had written a lot of songs, but these guys genuinely made me a better singer and songwriter, because it was more than just a vibe. You know, it was more than just like being able to connect with these guys. It was like musically, they just inspired me to be better, and we constantly got better and better. It's funny. I have a lot of great experiences with Fallen Union. We played everywhere in LA. We played, the Viper Room a couple times, the Whiskey, House of Blues. We played everywhere. I have to say, Julez, I have to tell them this one experience. It's our very first time playing the Viper Room, and we're just pumped, right? We're fucking excited. It's a big deal for us. And I remember like it was yesterday, bro. The curtains are closed. We're all set and ready, bro. And we can hear people just like screaming, dude. And dude, those curtains open up, bro. And I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it, because it was such a good feeling, dude. The curtain opens and boom, we go into the first song, and it was just fucking amazing. We tore that place up, dude. It was fucking amazing.
Is that not the band, the night that we opened up for a band who had a what do they call that night?
Ravenscroft.
Yes, but they have it a night where they think record reps are coming out.
Yeah. That was the same night. We and not to be biased,
we blew them off the stage.
We smoked them, dude. We literally smoked.
Well, bro, when you play places like that, like the Whiskey, the Viper Room, places like that, I mean, you're walking in the footsteps of fucking legends, bro. Like that's where legendary fucking bands played, bro.
Totally.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we didn't go there to play to open up for a band. We came. We went
fucking
there
Rocky.
play our shit, and
That's
we
good
did,
shit.
and it was like, follow that.
Yeah,
It really was like that,
awesome.
and it wasn't like, you know, we never tried to compete with bands. Never. We'd go in and we would just do us. But coincidentally, most of the time we would just smoke everybody, dude. All
That's
the bands,
badass.
dude. And it was really like that. And we had a really great following. But, you know.
And yeah, and Henry could play. We were getting put a lot sometimes with more metal bands, so they were more let's all wear black and let's play as fast and low as we can. And we had a little more bounce to our songs. They were more groove rock.
Yeah.
And Henry could blaze when he wanted to on that guitar, but he didn't have to all the time. He could play the right solo, and it didn't have to have a million notes.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and the guys you could see in the other bands who would sit there and they get the Hollywood stance, like this in front of the stage
Yeah, I
and
know,
watching,
dude.
and they could see, damn, this guy knows how to play. And that's how we met one of our managers that was with us for a while, because we were at the Chain Reaction in Anaheim.
Yeah, that was
The
fun
chain
night.
reaction,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
I've been there. That's a
Yes.
good spot. I got to know
Yes.
fucking mosh pit there. Yeah,
Yeah,
good
that whole
shit.
Hey,
Really
let me ask you, did it smell like piss when you walked in?
I don't
back
really remember
then?
it smelling like piss, but
that whole building smelled like a bathroom.
It really fucking did. So, hey, Jules, I know you have a lot of memorable experiences. You have any when you want to share, bro?
Oh man, I'm gonna share one that sticks out. It sticks out like a stub toe, man. And, we were probably into our third or fourth year of playing. We had a good handful of songs, and we were spreading our wings. And we got invited by some guys that work for Schecter, who do a nightly thing in Hollywood, to a place called Skinny's, and we refer to that place as the Skinny's incident. So we had a show that night there.
I know where he's going with this bastard.
It's a smaller stage, and for some reason this stage had like two long, one of those vinyl couches on each side of the stage. It was like maybe once it was a dining room or something, but it was a stage and it had a low ceiling. So we set up, we play our set, and we're about at the last song, and it was one of our favorite, No Longer Am, and I go up to sing the chorus, and I bit into the nastiest fart a man ever tasted.
oh
I was like,
shit.
hi, and I couldn't sing it, and it caught the drummer, it caught the guitarist, and he tried to deny it at first.
Oh, dude, I totally tried to play. I pretended like it was the audience, bro.
And then he admitted it. I had to shit so bad.
Oh, dude.
So you fucking ripped one on stage and fucked
Oh,
up the whole
dude,
band, bro.
I did. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. I don't know what the fuck I ate, bro. But as soon as it came out and I smelled it myself, I was like, oh, shit, this is not going to be good, bro. And I'm singing while this is happening. I'm thinking to myself, I look over at Jules, dude, and he's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, he can't even play, bro, because he's like, "Holy shit, that smells nasty." I'm like, what the fuck, bro? It's the audience.
Oh, that's fucking great,
Oh,
dude.
Jules, yeah, I'll never forget that snare. That was, Henry was the same way. Henry, PJ, they were like, "Oh my god, dude, it smelled like something fucking died, bro."
Yeah,
It
because
really
they
did.
saw it happen. They saw me go up to sing and then like gag, and I was like, why is he singing? And then it slowly floats to them, and they hit him, and then they got it. Oh man,
That's fucking horrible, bro. Well, Jules, we only got a few minutes left. You guys have been in fucking in the music industry and musicians for years and years and years. What advice do you have to new guys getting into this, or up and comers, youngsters that want to get into bands and start playing? What would you tell them? What would be if you had to pick the one piece of advice to tell these kids that are getting into bands, what would it be?
be yourself. Don't be a poser. If you know how to play your instrument, play it. Be true to the music you're writing, but don't be a poser, because anybody can spot you a mile away.
Good shit.
That's
good shit.
Such good advice, bro. And a lot of times, guys get so caught up trying to look like the rock star that they lose they focus so much on the look part that they don't focus on the music, and the music is shit.
Or playing fast when it doesn't sound good. I'd rather you play slow and play something that we want to hear.
Sounds good.
So, yeah,
Sounds good.
It's been a good run though. So I'm still playing. I have recording equipment here in my house, and I still do a lot of recording and buying equipment that I probably don't need. But I'm hoping by the end of this year that I can release something so you guys can be the first to share it.
Badass.
That would be great. One last thing I have to throw out there before we close out. So, Fallen Union disbanded, I don't know, about a year and a half ago. We had one last show at this place in Anaheim called, the promoter was called House of Metal. And what was the place called, Jules? I forgot.
Doll Hut or Stages?
Oh, Stages. It had 2 stages. And, bro, I remember that show because we were playing the last song, bro, and I don't know why. It just knowing that this is our last show and like all we had been through, and like I started tearing up, and I was like literally crying on that last song because it was like, wow, it was such a meaningful thing. We had a great run, and I'm just stoked that you and I have been friends for such a long time, Jules. We always will be till the day I die. And dude, I've had a fucking blast with you every fucking time we played, bro. Just know that.
Yeah, it's been a good run, man. And what we got out of it that most bands don't get is if we didn't break up. It's just we're doing different things right now.
Totally.
I moved out of town, and I told these guys that it was a possibility a year or so before it even happened. And Henry was already sitting in with other bands because the guy is talented and in demand.
Yep.
JT started doing the bike club thing, and he became in demand. And then our drummer was moving out of state also. So we recruited a drummer for a while, but it's like we lost our mojo within all this mix.
We did, dude.
So it's great that we're all still friends. We're not pissed off about anything or any part of the band or any part of the history. And if a amazing opportunity presents itself, we'll get together and play that show.
Oh, totally.
That's badass. That's how you guys know you had the real thing there. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are all friends, and it didn't end on a negative note. It ended on a positive note.
It really did, man. So
I'm hoping I get together with you guys again soon, and then we'll talk about a little bit of booze.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
That's what I'm talking about, brother.
Motorcycles.
Jules, we'll definitely do this again.
Fuck yeah. Good shit, bro.
We'll definitely do this again, Jules. And I hate to cut this short because I know our Zoom is about to go out on us. Just know that we're going to do this again, Jules. Love you, brother. And thanks for
coming on, bro.
In, man.
Appreciate it, man.
See you soon.
Good seeing you.
Later.
Bye-bye.
With that being said, hey, we want to thank you all for tuning in to another episode. This was episode 25, I think.
25.
It was good shit, Tank. And I gotta plug this thing in here and get us set up. You have anything you wanna throw out there, Tank?
No, I think we're good, man. I think it was a good show, and we had an awesome guest tonight, and I can't wait to have him back, bro.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. There's so many stories that I could share with you about that guy. He's just a solid mofo, and I love him to death. So, with that being said, thank you all for hanging out with us tonight.
Deuces.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.